Welcome back to the Battle Camp. Thank you for clicking on this video. If it's your first time, please hit the subscribe button. If you've been here before, thank you for coming back. Tunde Ajayi, the gift that just keeps on giving. Now, before I get into this particular video, I just want to make it clear, I don't have a personal vendetta against Tunde Ajayi. I have nothing against him. I've never met him, and if I was to meet him, I'll probably get along with him because he seems like he knows how to have a laugh. The reason I started making these videos on YouTube, the reason why I set up my channel, is because, to be quite frank, I consume a lot of boxing and MMA content via YouTube. So that's interviews, people sharing their opinion the same way I do, podcasts, etc. And naturally, when you watch these things, it makes you have an opinion on whatever subject the person is talking about. So whether it's someone making their own observations or whether it's someone being interviewed, after you've watched it, you have an opinion on the matter. The problem that I've got is I don't have any friends that are into boxing and MMA the same way I am. So when I have these opinions, I don't have anyone to talk to about it. So that's what prompted me to set this channel up, basically, just to get my feelings out so they don't just stay in my head and fester. And the reason why I'm telling you guys this is every time I see a Tunde Ajayi interview, I have an opinion. And those opinions are strong enough for me to make me want to share them on YouTube. Don't get me wrong, I watch a lot of interviews and I watch a lot of stuff that I think I have an opinion on, but I don't feel inclined to discuss it on YouTube. I just think what I think and just carry on my life, carry on doing what I'm doing. But you're going to understand on this video why I keep making stuff about Tunde Ajayi. It's because he says so many things that make me have a strong opinion. Let's just say that. I only make videos on things that I have a strong opinion about. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Earlier on today, I saw an interview that Tunde Ajayi did with Mayweather's YouTube channel. He was talking to an English guy that I don't know if I've ever heard him interview anyone before. He may have done on someone else on other channels. I don't know. I didn't recognize the voice, but I do want to say I quite enjoyed the way he interviewed Tunde and the kind of questions that he asked. Inevitably, the fight with Kovalev came up. The subject matter was Kovalev. Well, most of the interview was about Kovalev, and there were so many gems that Tunde Ajayi dropped in this. I could literally play the video and pause it after every sentence and react to it for you guys, but I won't do that. I'll put a link to the interview in the description so you guys can check it out for yourself. There's a couple of things that I just want to touch on. Tunde Ajayi said when talking about Andre Ward. So basically, Andre Ward apparently made a comment. I haven't seen it, but Ward said that Yarde is going to have to walk through fire in order to win this fight with Kovalev. And Tunde Ajayi's reaction to that was, no, he's not. Yarde's not going to have to walk through fire. You have to walk through fire. Yarde's not going to have to walk through fire. Why? Because Andre Ward can't punch like Yarde can. Andre Ward doesn't have the same skill set that Anthony Yarde does. Now, I could make a video just about that. I'm not even gonna discuss that. I'm just letting you guys know what he said, because where he says Yarde doesn't have the same, Ward doesn't have the same skill set as Yarde, he could just be talking about power. Me personally, I felt like he was implying that Ward isn't as good as Yarde. But because it's so open to interpretation, I'm not going to dwell on it. I'm not going to keep banging on about it. There's two things that I want to talk about. So the first thing is this. Tunde Ajayi said, when we're talking about the Kovalev fight, the Yarde and Kovalev fight, we try and draw a connection between the two fighters. And then Tunde Ajayi goes on to draw this connection. Reeves, who was Yarde's last opponent, he said, well, Reeves went 12 rounds with Murat, Karo Murat. Karo Murat, in turn, went 12 rounds with Bernard Hopkins. Bernard Hopkins went 12 rounds with Kovalev. Yarde knocked Reeves out in 5 rounds, which is why Yarde will knock Kovalev out. Let's just think about that. Reeves fought Murat, who Murat fought Hopkins. Hopkins fought Kovalev. And because of that chain of events or, fights, he's come to the conclusion that Yarde is going to knock Kovalev out, because the connection here is these fighters went 12 rounds with each other. Are you guys taking in what I'm saying at the moment? Do I need to explain why this is stupid? I'm not going to explain why it's stupid. I'm not even going to go down that line. I'm just going to use the same logic to tell you that we don't need to go 3 fighters removed to discuss the difference between Buatsi and Anthony Yarde. Because in February of 2018, last year, Yarde fought a guy called Tony Avalon. And Avalon retired in the corner. I think it was between... I don't know why I didn't just look this up. Give me a second. So they fought each other in February 2018. And he retired in the corner at round 7. Buatsi fought the same guy in 2018 also. So we're not talking about a difference of a massive amount of time. We're literally talking a number of months. And so, sorry, it just took me a while to get this up. So Buatsi fought Avalon in October of 2018. So 8 months apart. Buatsi knocked him out in the first round. So by Tunde Ajayi's own logic, that means Buatsi's a better fighter than Yarde. Is that the conclusion we should come to now, by using Tunde Ajayi's own logic? Let's forget about that, because if you're listening to this, you know what I'm getting at with that point, aka what a load of bollocks. The second thing I wanted to discuss is Tunde Ajayi basically said people talk about the fact that Yarde hasn't gone the traditional route being winning a British title, winning a Commonwealth title perhaps, winning the European title, and then progressing on to the world level. Tunde Ajayi basically said Anthony Crolla went the traditional route and he got bruck up. Liam Smith went the traditional route and he got bruck up. Bellew went the traditional route and he got bruck up. And when he said they got bruck up, he was referring to the fact that Crolla fought Lomachenko just this weekend gone and got beat. Liam Smith fought Canelo. He actually said Liam Smith got bruck up by Canelo. Tony Bellew got bruck up by Usyk. The point he was making is there's no guarantee going the traditional route that you're going to win these fights. The big problem with this theory or this logic is each of the fucking fighters that he mentioned had already been or were world champions. Crawler had already been a world champion. He'd lost his title. It's coming towards the end of his career. Liam Smith, I think, was a world champion. I think he lost his title to Canelo, if I'm not mistaken. Bellew, we know he was a world champion. What has Anthony Yarde achieved in his career so far? The whole point of people questioning Anthony Yarde's development, people questioning the caliber of opponents he's fought prior to this fight with Kovalev, is nobody knows how good Yarde is. Nobody knows just what level he falls in within the context of his weight division. Is he European level? Is he fringe world level? Is he world level? And then is he at a level where he can defeat Kovalev and stay in that position for a number of years? What level is he at? Now, there's different levels of being confident. You can be quietly confident. You can just be confident. You can be overconfident. And then you can be delusional. There's no other way of me saying it. I feel like Tunde Ajayi falls into that delusional category. People talk about the glass being half full or half empty. What do you call it when someone looks at an empty glass and thinks it's full? What's that? Because that's what fucking Tunde Ajayi is. I listen to what he says and the inconsistencies in what he says and how he says things, how often he contradicts himself, and it reminds me of Deontay Wilder. Don't get me wrong, I want Yarde to go to Russia and beat Kovalev. I like Yarde, I like him as a fighter, I've told you guys this. I feel like I gravitate towards his personality when I see him talking in interviews. I don't so much with Kovalev. There's certain things you hear about Kovalev, about things that he's done and the way he is as a person. And obviously it's all hearsay and rumour and stuff like that. But it's natural for these kind of rumours and these kind of stories that come out to make you as a viewer, as an observer, to form an opinion. I like the fact that Yarde has got to where he has with relatively little experience. And I feel like I've got more in common with Yarde. I want him to win this fight. But if he wins this fight, is it because of Tunde Ajayi or in spite of him? Because that's what I'm starting to wonder. For a man that calls himself Master Genius, he doesn't put much thought in the things that he says. And that's beginning to concern me. Because to be a good boxing trainer, you don't just have to motivate your fighter and kind of train them from a technical standpoint. You have to be a good strategist as well. You have to understand what your fighter's opponent is capable of, what they're good at, what they excel at, what they're not so good at, where there's gaps that can be exploited. And it takes a level of intelligence to do that. I'm not convinced that Tunde Ajayi has that in his locker, just by the way he conducts himself during these interviews. It's an interesting situation, all of this, the way it's all unfolding. And it's actually quite a sad situation when one of the things that have been talked about the most when this is such a good fight is Tunde Ajayi. Anyway, I'll let you guys think about what I've just said. Please share your opinions in the comments below. Don't be scared to share this with a friend, and please hit the subscribe button. I'll catch you guys on the next one.